Well, we hope you guys all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We're in the process of planning for the 2018-2019 school year, and so I wanted to share with you a program that we have coming on board for our high school students in grades 9th through 12th. For the past 2 years, we've been doing some research on implementing a random drug testing program. We've been to other schools who utilize these programs. We've talked this over with our school board, and we have decided for the 18-19 school year to implement this for our high school students. What I want to start by saying is this is not because we feel like this is a major issue within our student body. However, we do feel like it's always important for us to protect the culture of the school. Each year when we look at our surveys, we see that our parents value school safety, school environment, kingdom education. And we feel like programs like this go a long way in ensuring those things for our families. So why are we doing this? Let me share with you a couple things that have gone into the thinking behind this. First of all, as I've already mentioned, school culture is very important. Safety for our students is very important. We take those things and we see those as a priority within our community. Also, we've seen that these programs have been very successful in other schools. I had the opportunity to spend time with Chris Cleveland, who's the head of school at Wesleyan, and he shared with me over the past 9 years they've implemented this program within their school, and it's been highly successful in promoting and strengthening their school culture. We also feel like a program like this goes a long way in assisting our parents in early identification if there is a problem with their student. We hope that it would never be an issue with any of our students, but sometimes they are exposed to these types of things. And by having a program like this, it allows you to early identify and see if there are any things that you need to look at as a parent when it comes to your child. And then finally, probably one of the strongest things we've seen in these programs is that random drug testing becomes a way to defeat peer pressure. What schools tell us is that when their students are facing these issues at social events or different gatherings, what they've found is a good way out for them is to be able to say, our school has a random drug testing program, and so I can't participate in this. It allows them to get through the process of peer pressure, not have to deal with those things, and do it in a way that, I guess, in their world allows them to save face. Well, what we've decided to do is partner with a company that has been doing this for many years. The company that's probably the leader in our country and leader in the private school world is a company called Spec Group. Most of the private schools around the Atlanta area who have programs like this are already using them. And so we've decided to partner with them as we enter into the 2018-2019 school year. So let me just share with you a couple facts in regards to how this program is going to be set up. And we're also going to be giving you more information as well as we go through this process. But first of all, it's important for you to understand that the program is completely random and generated by Spec Group. We're not selecting students. We're not picking students who we feel like need to be tested. Spec Group has a list of our students, and they will send us a list of randomly selected students on a month-by-month basis who will be selected for the testing process. The other thing is that you need to understand is that Spec Group is handling all of the testing. This is not something that we're doing with our school staff. Spec Group will provide the medical staff necessary to do all of the testing in a very confidential way. This is not something that we want to be uncomfortable for our students or put them in an awkward position. So it's done in a very confidential way in a different part of the building where they don't feel like that they're having to face any kind of peer pressure or anything that makes them uncomfortable as part of the process. As I mentioned already, all testing is completely confidential. So the only thing that we would ever hear is if a student were to fail a test. And if they do fail a test, Spec Group will actually contact the parents first and discuss it before they ever get in contact with us. And we would be the second group to know after they've done their research to make sure the failed test isn't for some other reason. Once we have that information, we would sit down with the family and we would go through the process of trying to figure out what has taken place and how we would handle that as a school. As I mentioned earlier, this is coming on board for the 2018-2019 school year. And I know when you hear something like this, you have a lot of questions, maybe a lot of concerns that might come to mind as part of it. And so what we're going to do is we're going to have a parent meeting. Our parent meeting is going to be on Monday, December the 4th at 6:30 in the chapel. This will be a great opportunity for you to come out, hear from ELCA administration, hear from representatives from the SPEC group who will be here to answer your questions, just so you know exactly what's going to be taking place as part of this program. And then when we go through the re-enrollment process, you'll see documents that revolve around this particular program, so you'll know exactly what you're facing as part of this, as part of the re-enrollment process. But let me leave you again with this. The main reason we're doing this is because we value school culture. We value your children. We want to do everything we can to protect them. We want to provide an environment where God is honored and where they feel safe. And we see that other schools are doing this around the community. We see that it has strengthened their culture. And so we want to take those models and see that on our own campus. We feel like as we partner together with you in things like this, that we are going to be able to produce students who leave here equipped to go out and face the things that they're going to see in this world. So we appreciate you partnering with us in this, and we look forward to how this program strengthens our campus.